So I want to share really quickly 3 little principles for transforming Bible study. They just kind of come straight out of Scripture, and something about how we can read the Bible in ways where it can really start to change us. The first principle comes from Mark chapter 12, comes from Jesus himself, who I think probably should know something about reading the Bible. Mark chapter 12, verse 28, there is this discussion about the greatest commandment. One of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating. Noticing that Jesus had given them a good answer, he asked him, of all the commandments, which is the most important? Let me pause there. In most of the churches I've been in, if that question was asked, here's the answer that would be given. What do you mean which one's most important? They're all equally important. They all come from God. Do you really believe that he would say something that wasn't important? They all matter just alike. Well, that's not what Jesus says. He answers the question. He says it's this. The most important one is this. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. The second is this. Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Okay, principle number 1. When you read the Bible, you read it through the lens of the great command. What does it have to say about how you love God and how you love people? And we interpret everything in Scripture according to Jesus through these great commands. How do we love God? And how do we love people? If we read Scripture rightly, it will never lead us to abuse or hurt people. Any reading of Scripture that leads you to that conclusion, according to Jesus, is just wrong. Because what Scripture is telling us how to do is how to love God and how to love other people. And we have to get a sense of what's most important in Scripture and what's least important. And what's important is the love of God and neighbor, and what's least important is everything else. Everything somehow relates to those 2 basic commands. We have to get a sense of what has priority in God's eyes. Second principle